Let me ask you a question. You see, I remember reading in your book that uh, you had focused on rural India. You
Yes.
had focused in 2004. It was very focused rural India. You segmented the audience and you focused there. And like you rightly said during the interview, you spoke about village well, and you spoke about jharokas, and how you do a village campaign and all of that. Jayshree, I've spent a lot of time on rural campaigns. I looked after, I headed a rural communication agency in my past life. So I know what rural advertising is. You see, rural advertising and the advertising you guys did, it was so beautiful because there was an experience that the consumer or the voter in this case had with the brand, which is somehow I feel lacking. Now
Sujit, there was a clear cut strategy.
correct,
We began at the beginning that what is the problem? And that India Shining, which again was a great campaign, but very focused towards urban India, as we found out. Again, a manufacturer statement. Stock exchange is so high. We've got, forex reserves are fantastic. There's stirring of peace with the neighbor. Nuclear tests have happened. It was all I, me, myself. And the same campaign as Bharat Uday, when we went and did our research in semi-urban and rural India, no one had heard of it. And when we did research, and I got it on camera, of the people, we said, "Aapka life last 5 साल में कैसा है?" And they said, "एकदम बेकार है." सुने हो? Nahi. 99% people had not heard of it. So the messaging had not reached the consumer. This is exactly the point I'm making. That with such a proliferated audience, are they reaching these first-time advertisers? Are they reaching the millennials? I don't know. But with a focused regional strategy, 90% of our money was spent in regional media. Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Gurumukhi. Every ad used to get translated in 22 languages before it went out. It was such a mammoth job, I cannot tell you. The models were not models. They were real people. So if we were shooting a Dalit, it was a Dalit. If we were shooting a farmer in Kerala, it was a farmer in Kerala, not somebody taken from North India. Because you know what, Sujit? They all tie their turban in a different way. Every state in India ties their turban in a different way. So if I take a Jat farmer and I put that ad in Kerala, they're going to say, "Who's this guy? It's not for me." So we go down there, we shoot those people. We run, because we have no money, we run the whole campaign in black and white. It's stark, it's solid, and it gives the message. And people start relating to it, and they say, "This is me. I am that Dalit. I'm the farmer's wife whose husband committed suicide. I'm that youth who doesn't have a job. I'm one of those 43 million people at the employment exchange without a job." So you have to dig very deep to get data and then make your advertising. What I see this time is there's no central theme. Kuch ye bhi, kuch wo bhi, kuch ye bhi. So what is it totaling to?
and absolutely correct, because Jayshree, what you're saying is so correct, because that's the point I was trying to make. There is no consumer inside. Congress ka haath aam aadmi ke saath changed the social behavior. There were people who were sitting on the fence or who wouldn't have voted for Congress, who went out and voted for Congress. Because I remember the brief that was given to you was for 2009, because they themselves they were not very confident that they will win 2004. In fact, I remember on television, most of their leaders, when they were watching their own numbers, they couldn't believe their eyes that, it was them actually leading.
We were all so scared. We were just hoping that they would do better numbers than 99. But the result, every pollster got it wrong. Till the night before, the exit polls were like going berserk. But the consumer shows you a totally different picture, and that is what happened.
Correct. So, what was the soul? What was that soul of that campaign, Jayshree, which I have not seen here? I'm for sure. This is what my opinion is. What was the soul of that campaign?
The soul of that campaign was that there is a whole unserved market which nobody is talking to. That consisted of 4 consumer groups, and you have to do a target audience setting. Who are you talking to? Then you got to get your positioning right. Positioning is at the heart of marketing. That goes wrong, everything goes wrong. So the unserved market, India Shining, the chattering classes in urban India were very excited with it. But there were 4 categories of people for who nothing had happened. One was the farmer, because loan rates and excise rates were high and they were committing suicides. There are a lot of them. Then women, 48 or 49% of the entire India, nothing really for them. Petty middle class investors had lost their lifetime savings in a couple of scams and things like that. And then the unemployed youth, 43 million at employment exchanges. Food was lying rotting in the FCI godowns. So there was an unserved market. Now, we said when we have to talk to them, you have to fire them up and make them think like, listen, don't accept the status quo. What has happened for me? What has happened? But don't leave it just as a negative campaign. Negative, 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 negative. Nobody likes. After some time, if someone's very negative, you go away from that person. So halfway through, after having said Aam Aadmi ko kya mila, through about 8-9 ads, which came in very quick succession, because time was very limited. We started in March and ended in May, so it was like a bullet. 2 months. 8-9 ads came. After which we went into the vision campaign, which is that if they come to power, that was my client, what will they do? So that they'll promise jobs, they'll promise, better things for farmers, they'll do things for women, all that. So of course it was a professional job. I'm not a Congress or a BJP person or anything. It was a professional job which I did. But yes, I think it's one of India's biggest case studies. And I think 2004 was the time when political branding, came to India, in a significant way, with 2 really good campaigns pitted against each other.
Absolutely. I think 2004 was the epic year. And after that, I have never seen a campaign like that, either ways, from BJP or from Congress. And the current campaign is also quite saddening.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.